Testing. Sounds good. Perfect. Appreciate you, and I can just do this a little. Good. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Frost Family Stadium, home of the Douglas County West Falcons as they are here with their home opener with the visiting team being Omaha Benson. As you can see on the screen right now, we got Omaha Benson doing their in and out. And once they're done with that, we're going to do the lineups, the anthem, and then we'll get the game rolling. For you guys at home, Omaha Benson is 0-1 with losing 12-1 to Omaha South late last week. And that's the only game they played so far. This will be their second game, just like your Falcons. They are also 0-1 as they went to Platteview on Saturday and took a 2-0 loss, unfortunately. Really well-pitched game by Colton Wilmot. Unfortunately, our offense was just not there to get us over that hump. Today's, we're going to go ahead with the starters for today. And starting off with the visiting team, the Omaha Benson Bunnies. Leading off will be the shortstop, number 7, Jackson Mitchell. Batting second will be the third baseman, number 9, Amaron Ponsel. Batting third, the center fielder, number 1, Lamar Little Dog. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 17, David Thorpe. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 15, Damian Kraft Lemke. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 13, Mohammed Mucklis. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 10, Dylan Marshall. Batting eighth, number 11, the left fielder, Daniel Enders. And batting ninth for the Bunnies, the second baseman, number 12, Avante Vaughn. On their bench today will be Aiden Lopez, number 5, number 6, Rainan Eaglestar, number 4, John Sullivan, and number 8, Caden Williams. For your Falcons, leading off will be the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skydeman. Batting second, the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. Batting third, the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timish. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 5, Colton Wilmot. Batting sixth, and on the bump, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Korb. On the bench for the Falcons today, it's going to be number 10, Josue Lopez. Number 34, Caden Vermas. Number 9, Evan Winters. Number 21, Kai Jorgensen. Number 35, Landon Troy. Number 20, Cade Listenberger. Number 18, Wyatt Tenike. And number 33, Ashton Harlow. Our game time start tonight is supposed to be at 4:30. Current temperature is 56 degrees, so it's a little cool, but it's not bad. Not bad for what we've had for last week. No wind. It's still, you can see that American flag is still as can be. And look at how beautiful that field looks. That infield, it looks just unbelievable. Put some money into getting a good tarp to cover that. So we have a beautiful day for baseball. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll be back after we do the anthem and the lineups. So hold on, and we'll get going with the first day of baseball here at Frost Family Stadium, home of your Falcons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And here we go with the start of the game. Again, on the bump for the Falcons today is number 13, the senior, Kellen Bolin. This will be Kellen's first outing of the season. Their last game they played against Platteview in Springfield. Only one pitcher went, and that was Colton Wilmot. And like I said, from what I heard, he threw a really great game. Struck out 2, walked none, but did hit 2 batters. But he was very masterful, had everybody out on front. Gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. So it was a very good game. Just so you guys are aware as well, I will be doing both the PA announcing and announcing here on BSDN Live for the Falcons. So if you hear me go silent for a second, that's just because I'm announcing the batters coming up and everything else. So here we are, beautiful day. You see the sun shining, blue skies in the air, and we're here to play some baseball. And here we go. We're going to get ready to throw the ball down for the first batter to come up. So I'll be back here in 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. First pitch of the home season. And here we go. Swing and a miss by Jackson Mitchell up for the Bunnies. He's the starting shortstop. The Bunnies have swing and a miss again by Jackson for strike 2. The Bunnies actually had lost their program for quite a while back in the 2000s. They didn't have participation, but in the last about 5 years or so, they brought it back. They're slowly coming back. And swing and a miss for Jackson for the first out of the inning. Jackson goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 9, Amarin Poncel. Alrighty. So now batting for the Bunnies is number 9, the third baseman, Amaron Poncel. First pitch is a ball. 1-0. Bolin set and goes. Swing and a miss by Poncel. Evens the count at 1 apiece. But what I was saying earlier, Benson actually back in, I'm going to give my age here, but back in the 90s and late 80s, or actually the 80s and 90s, they had really good baseball. They had, a bunch of people that I would say about 5 or 6 people within that time to go D1 and some really high D2 teams. They were competitive. They really were. And then all of a sudden they kind of lost momentum there. Bolin now 3-1 to Poncel. Bolin comes set on the 3-1 pitch to Poncel, and ball 4. Poncel takes ball 4. So we have our first base runner of the game, and now bring up Little Dog. Poncel takes the walk. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 1, Lamar Little Dog. Lamar Little Dog, the center fielder for the Bunnies. Oh, get a little tricky, and Poncel thrown out for the second out of the inning. Caught stealing right away. So that will go down 1-6. 1-6. So now there's 2 outs. The first pitch to Little Dog. Fouled back off the pole for strike 1. Bolin, the starting quarterback for the Falcons, taking them to another playoff season, swing and a miss, has committed to go play football down at Northwest Missouri State. I think that's a great pickup for Northwest Missouri State. Oh, fly ball. Hit in the infield. Skydeman calls them. everybody off and gets it for the third out of the inning. So for Benson that inning, there's no runs on, no hits, nobody left on, and no errors. So after half inning, Benson 0, your Falcons coming to bat. All right, folks, here we go. Bottom of the first inning. And leading off for the Falcons, the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman, who is batting .500 on the season right now. And the first pitch he takes is ball outside. Jackson had, I think, 2 of the 3 hits that we had against Platteview. So he's already seen the ball well. And on the mound is going to be number 10, Dylan Marshall, for the Bunnies. And Marshall's second pitch, swing and miss by Skideman. That evens the count, 1-1. All righty. Marshall toes the rubber, gets back on, gets a sign, and here's the pitch to Skideman. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Skideman gets in there. He's ready to roll. Marshall gets his sign, and here comes pitch number 4. Ooh, good pitch. Right down the middle for strike 2. That evens the count to 2-2. Skideman, a junior, started last year's second base for the Falcons on the varsity level. And the pitch by Marshall Skydeman out in front, hits a towering pop-up. Called by the shortstop and caught by the shortstop for the first out of the inning. Skydeman pops out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. All right, that'll now bring up Mason Pettit for the Falcons. He went 0 for in the first game. I believe he had a walk and a stolen base. Marshall with the windup and the pitch to Pettit. Outside. Ball 1. Timmich gets the ball that passes by the catcher. Pettit now digs in. Marshall looks in for the sign. And the windup and pitch number 2. Pettit trying a bunt, but fouls it off for strike 1. That'll even the count to 1-1. Oops. And Pettit with a line drive base hit to left for the first hit of the game. Pettit with a base hit to left. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timmich. All right, with that hit by Pettit, that'll now bring up the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timmich. Pickoff attempt, and he's back. Marshall with the pitch. High to Timmich for the first pitch. That'll give him ball 1, 1-0. Marshall looks in for a sign from the stretch this time. Pettit takes a nice competitive lead, and he's off. Then the pitch outside. Thorpe drops it, and it's an easy stolen base for Pettit, and also ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Timmich at this point. Timmich digs in, gets ready. Coach Voss giving some signs. Marshall with the stretch windup pitch. Timmich hits a ground ball to third, foul for the first strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second with 1 out. I don't believe, if I remember looking at the stats, that Timmich had the other hit. It was Colton Wilmot. So Timmich also went 0 for, but he also, I believe, had 2 walks, if I'm not mistaken. So, and pitch by Marshall, low and away. Oh, throw away. And we have a run score on the stolen base by Pettit. 3-1 to Timmich now. 1 run in on the thrown error by the third baseman. The catcher down to second. Timmich fouls it off for strike 2. So now we're at 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 run in. Marshall winds up, and pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Low and away. That'll walk Timmich. Timmich walks. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. And if you didn't hear me, that'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch, who also went 0 for against Platteview. Timmich with the lead, the pitch to Murdoch. He takes strike And no throw down for Timmich there. So another stolen base for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch. Murdoch has not changed from last year, still a ball magnet. And with another surprise, Murdoch gets hit by a pitch. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 5, Colton Wilmot. Courtesy running over at first, number 16, Ashton Harlow. Alrighty, well, surprise, surprise. Murdoch got hit by pitch, puts him on first base. Now we have runners on first and second. Courtesy running will be number 16, Ashton Harlow. Number 16, 1-6 for the Falcons. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 5, Colton Wilmot. Colton went 1 for 3. It's batting .333 right now on the season after that first game. And the first pitch to him is low. And the throw just missed it. So right now we've got ball 1, runners on, second and third. 1 out. Colton Wilmot up. And the pitch by Marshall. Outside. Ball 2. Fastball on the outer half of the plate. Catches that back for 2 balls, 1 strike for Colton Wilmot. Dylan Marshall gets his sign. Comes set. And here's the pitch. Wilmot ground ball to the third baseman. Fair ball. Got it and hustles it out. It was a soft ground ball to the third baseman. Wilmot with an RBI single. Wilmot with an infield single, score the runner from third. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 13, Kellen Bolin. All right, that'll now bring up the pitcher, number 13, Kellen Bolin, who was not here on Saturday. So this is his first game back. Ball low. And Wilmot with the stolen base. Now it's 1-0 Kellen Bolin, the pitcher of the day. Runners on second and third. 1 out. Dylan Marshall set and pitches. Just misses inside for ball 2. Looked good from here. Good pitch. But that's why I'm up here and they're down there. That was a good eye by Kellen Bolin then. Marshall comes set and pitch. Number 3, outside. Good play by the catcher, David Thorpe. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. 2 in, 2 on. And pitch number 4. Outside corner for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike to the pitcher, Kellen Bolin. Dylan Marshall comes set after he gets his signs. And pitch number 5. And it's roped foul down the left field line. Hard strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 down for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning. We've got 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. I'll repeat. Marshall comes set. The payoff pitch to Bolin. Dead ball hits him. So hit by pitch will load the bases. And we got time on the field. We've got a courtesy runner coming in, number 10, Sway Lopez, running for Bolin as a courtesy runner. Bolin hit by pitch to load the bases. Courtesy running at first will be number 10, Sway Lopez. As you can see, the pitching coach for the Bunnies come out to talk to Marshall to have their little meeting. Tell him to keep his head up. Keep trying. All right, here we go. We're going to break it up and get back to the action. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. All right, that'll bring up the third baseman, sophomore, number 27, Jack Landauer. He did start on the game on Saturday, also went over. So let's see if we get some hits and some runs here. Marshall with a pitch to Landauer, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. For strike one. No balls, one strike, one out. Runners, the bases are juiced. For the number, 7 hitter, Landauer. Landauer did get a little bit of action in varsity, I believe, last year, but mainly played JV. Foul straight back for strike two. Marshall is ahead of the count, 0-2. This is huge right here. Landauer, what he needs to do is he needs to widen his stance and worry about trying to put the ball in play somewhere. Now, Marshall, on the other hand, he's looking for a strikeout to help his cause. 0-2. Marshall with the pitch. And a hit ball. Force out at third for out number 2. Run does score. Run does score. So that will make it 3 for the Falcons. Landauer rounds out to the third baseman. Touches third for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. Alrighty, well, that will now bring in Miles Korb, the right fielder for the Falcons. And Marshall's pitch to Korb, up and in for ball one. All right, Marshall comes back set. 1-0 to Korb. And the pitch. Ball low and in. 2 balls. No strikes to Korb. Getting some advice from his coach at third base, Mr. Joel Voss. We've got a good crowd here for opening day here at DC West. Frost Family Stadium. Oh, pickoff attempt, and Lopez is back. Chris Frank Field, Frost Family Stadium. And we still got people rolling in. Gotta love opening day of baseball, folks. Gotta love it. It's one of my favorite times of the year this time. Marshall comes set. And the pitch. Up. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Korb. Miles Korb, the senior, who got some playing time last year on varsity and is a starter this year. And a 3-0 pitch to Korb. Ball 4 outside. That will load the bases for the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Korb. Miles Korb draws a walk to load the bases. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 1, Tucker Korb. All right, that'll now bring up the sophomore, number 1, Tucker Korb. Yes, they are related. They are brothers. And the first pitch to Tucker. Ball in. 1 ball, no strikes. They're 2 down. 2 down. 3 runs, 2 hits so far. Bases juice for Tucker, and he hits a fly ball to right field, and it is foul ball. Just missed from being fair. That would have possibly gotten at least 2 runs in for sure. That will put the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. There are 2 outs. Tucker gets into the box. Dylan Marshall for the Bunnies comes set. Pitch number 3 of this at bat. Called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big situation for both teams here. And the pitch by Marshall. And Tucker swings and misses for strike 3. For the Falcons, there's 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on. After 1 complete, your Falcons 3, the Bunnies 0. All right, here back to action. We've got the catcher, number 14, David Thorpe, now batting for the Bunnies. We've got 2 balls and 1 strike to Mr. Thorpe. And the pitch by Bolin, fouled off for strike 2, evens the count at 2 apiece. Ground ball to the first baseman. And it is taken by Luke Timich for the first out of the inning. Thorpe grounds out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 15, Damian Kraft Lemke. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 15, Damian Kraft Lemke for the Bunnies. First pitch, low and away for ball 1. Wind up and pitch. Strike 1. Good pitch by Kellen. 2 balls, 1 strike. All right, umpire telling the batter on deck to back up just a hair for him. And Bolin with the pitch. And it's a line drive base hit for the Bunnies to right field. Kraft Lemke with the base hit. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 13, Mohamed Mukhlis. Base hit by Kraft Lemke. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 13, Mohamed Mukhlis. Runner on first. And the pitch by Bolin. Ball 1 in. Bolin with the pitch. Strike on the outer half of the plate. Good pitch. And a runner is stealing. Hit back to the pitcher. Bolin takes it to first base for the second out of the inning. Muklitz grounds out to the pitcher, advancing the runner to second for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 10, Dylan Marshall. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 10, Dylan Marshall for the Bunnies. Skydeman and Bolin having a little meeting up at the mound. I'm pretty sure that's a meeting of the minds right there. Just kidding. They're going over strategy. I've got Mr. Bolin behind me, Kellen's dad, so I figured I'd give a little rib to him. Kellen with the pitch. Strike. Good pitch on the outer half of the plate. That puts Marshall down 0-1. 2 outs. Runner on second. Takes a good lead. Kraft Lemke takes a good lead in. The pitch by Bolin. Up and in. Ball 1. Bolin comes set in. Pitch number 3. Right down the middle. First strike 2. Taken by Marshall. Marshall now 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. Bolin comes set. Marshall ready. And pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Up and in. Woo. Marshall had to get out of the way of that one. And the pitch by Bolin. Right down the middle for strike 3. That'll do it for the third out of the inning for the Bunnies. No runs on 1 hit. There was no errors and 1 left on. After 1.5, the Falcons 3, Bunnies 0. Alrighty, folks, we are back. Skiderman back leading off, and he reaches on the error. And he gets the second on the throw-in error. Skiderman reaches on the error. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. Alrighty, that'll bring up Mason Pettit now for the Falcons. The junior center fielder. The pitch by Marshall. Coming up. And Pettit takes strike 1. Got time. Oh yeah, you gotta give your equipment away. You know, you don't want to get it dirty. You're wearing it now, and yada yada. Yeah, just kidding. These kids today and their accessories. Sound like an old man. Anyway, so back to the game. Jackson Skiderman, no outs. Jackson Skiderman at second takes a big lead. Pickoff attempt, and he slides in there safe. He got Mason Pettit up to bat. He is down 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. There's nobody out. Pettit last at bat had a nice single to left field. It's 1 for 1. Skiderman steals third with no throw in ball 1. So there they showed bunt. Third baseman came in. Skiderman stole third. Now we have runner on third. One ball, 1 strike to Pettit, who last at bat had a ringing single to left. Let's see what he does here. Marshall with the stretch and the pitch. Pettit fouls it off for strike 2. Down 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I'm sorry about the delay, by the way, folks. So we've got a new iPad, so we were trying to hook it up to the system. Our new system we got last year, we had the system was put in, and we bought it from Mr. Dave Bolin, Kellen Bolin's dad, and he was up here helping me get it all set together. And a ground ball by Mason Pettit, and he is quickness right there for an infield single. And the run scores. Pettit with an infield single gives him an RBI. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timish. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timish. Pettit stealing, called strike on Timish, and there's no throw. Pettit with another stolen base. No balls, 1 strike to Timish. Marshall comes set in the stretch. And the pitch. Timish with a shot to the gap. That's not going to be caught. That is in the gap. Timish rounding 2, looking at coach. Rounding 3. Timish with a stand-up triple RBI. That'll now bring the Falcons total to 5 runs. Timish with an RBI stand-up triple. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. That'll bring Murdoch, who last at bat got hit by a pitch. Ball 1 to Murdoch inside. Marshall with the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Murdoch. Marshall's up to 46 pitches right now. Let's see how much longer they go with him. Marshall comes set, and pitch number 3 to Murdoch. Ooh, Murdoch wanted it, but he chose not to swing, which was a good call because it was ball 3-0. And Marshall comes set, and the pitch. Called strike on the outer half. 3 balls, 1 strike to Rowan Murdoch, the catcher, senior, who I believe is going into the military after high school. Swing and miss by Murdoch for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There are nobody out. Bottom of second inning, 5-0 Falcons. Marshall comes set and pitch. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Murdoch goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 5, Colton Wilmot. Well, that'll now bring up the left fielder, Colton Wilmot, who got an infield single last at bat. And the first pitch to Wilmot, swing and a miss on a pitch on the outer half of the plate. I don't know if you heard that, but Coach Voss immediately said you have to live in right center. He's correct. If you're going to get a pitch outside, you have to take it to the right center gap. Marshall comes set, and pitch number 2, swing and miss by Colton. That puts him down 0-2. Colton Wilmot, a senior as well, is going to Hastings, where he's going to be a dual player in football and baseball. He's going to be a PO in baseball and a kicker for the football team. Pitch number 3 in the at-bat is outside for 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, yes, Colton was a kicker on the football team, a very good kicker, I might add. I think he's got a bright future in either sport that he chooses, but he's got a bright future ahead of him. Pitch number 4, up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down for the Falcons. Timmich at third gets a lead. Marshall sets and pitch. There it is. Base hit to right field by Colton Wilmot. Drives in the run. Wilmot with an RBI single. That'll then now bring up the pitcher, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Wilmot with a base hit to right, scoring the runner from third. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Bolin's last at bat, I believe he got hit as well. So this is his first. He still doesn't have an official bat on the year since this is his first game playing on the year since he wasn't there Saturday. So there's a pickoff attempt. Wilmot got back. Marshall's checking him out. Gets his toes to rubber. First game of the season. Give me a little break. All right, here we go. From the stretch, there goes the runner. Strike. And the throw is overthrown. Wilmot, there's a throw. Oh, this is going to be a close one. Nope. And he scores on 2 throwing errors. So now Kellen's got nobody on. So now the score is 7-0. 4 runs scored this inning. We've got 1 out. Pitch number 2 to Bolin is outside for 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Mr. Kellen Bolin, the Northwest Missouri recruit for football. Pitch number 3 of this bat. Bolin fouls off 1 back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down for the Falcons. Mr. Marshall going from the windup now with nobody on. Wind up and pitch number 4 of this at bat. Bolin hits a fly ball to center. Looks like a can of corn. And Lamar Little Dog makes it look easy. So that's the second out of the inning. Bolin flies out to the center fielder for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. Like I said, that'll now bring up the third baseman, Jack Landauer. First pitch, called strike right down the middle. Landauer gets in the box. Marshall with the windup and the pitch. Ooh, Landauer pulls one way foul back into the trees. So that'll be strike two for Marshall on Landauer. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Score 7-0 Falcons. Marshall looks in, gets his sign, the windup, and pitch number 3. Landauer with a shot to the gap. Gets by the right fielder. Landauer going for 2. And he gets a stand-up double. Landauer with a stand-up double. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. All right, that'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. Miles' last at-bat, I believe he walked. So let's see what Miles does this at-bat. 2 outs, 1 on, runner on second. Mr. Landauer after a stand-up double. First pitch to Korb. Ball outside. Marshall going from the stretch with the runner on second. Gets his signs from Thorpe. Comes set. Pitch number 2 of the at-bat. Landauer on the run. Strike on the outside half. Oh! Landauer with a stolen base, reaching home on the throw-in error by Thorpe. That'll now make the score 8-0. So now we've got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, nobody on for Marshall, so he can go from the windup. Marshall gets a sign from Thorpe. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled straight back. Straight back by Mr. Miles Korb. Korb gets back into the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strike. There are 2 outs. Nobody on. And here's the pitch by Marshall. The 4th pitch of the bat. Fouled off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Korb is battling here. He gets back into the batter's box. Marshall gets his sign, the windup, and the 5th pitch of the at-bat. And Korb goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. For the Falcons, there are 5 runs on 4 hits. There were 5 errors and nobody left on. After 2 complete, your Falcons 8, the Bunnies 0. Alrighty, folks, we're back with live action. Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Bunnies is the left fielder, number 11, Daniel Enders. The first pitch by Bolin is a ball up. Pitch number 2, this is bat. Enders tries to bunt, and he misses. Bolin comes from the stretch. He does not do a windup. Gets his signs, and pitch number 3. Strike 2 on that outer half. Good pitch, good location. Enders down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third. Bolin comes set and pitch. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Enders gets set in the box. Bolin gets set on the mound. And the pitch. Strike 3. Enders goes down looking for the first out of the inning. Enders goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the second baseman, number 12, Avante Vaughn. That'll now bring us to the bottom of the order for the Bunnies. The second baseman, number 12, Avante Vaughn. Bolin with the first pitch. Vaughn with a good swing, but missed. Vaughn down. No balls, 1 strike. There's 1 out. Pitch number 2. Vaughn with another good swing, but just under it. Down 0-2 at this point. Bolin comes set and pitch number 3. This is bat. Vaughn pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. Vaughn pops out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 7, Jackson Mitchell. Alrighty, that'll bring us back to the top of the order for the Bunnies with the shortstop, number 7, Jackson Mitchell, who first at bat struck out swinging. Now the first pitch, ball low. Mitchell takes the first pitch, ball low. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch number 2, fouled by Mitchell. Into the parking lot, no damage done. We got time. Coach Voss is now coming out to visit. Bolin, I have at 38 pitches so far. I don't know what he's talking about, but coach is talking about. I don't know if they're going to pull him, but I don't think at this pitch count, I think after he hits over 45 is what the concern is. So I don't know if Voss is just telling him, hey, let's go after him, get you out of here, pull you, and we'll start throwing some other guys. So the meeting's over. And here we go, back to the ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Jackson Mitchell up for the Bunnies. Pitch number 3. Ball low and away on a curveball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bolin gets back, toes the rubber again. Mitchell gets into the right-handed batter's box, and here's the pitch. Ball high. Three balls, 1 strike. Bolin comes set. The 3-1 pitch to Mitchell. Ball 4. Mitchell draws a walk. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 9, Amaron Pouncil. All right, with that walk by Mitchell, that'll now bring up the third baseman, number 9, Amaron Pouncil, First pitch, strike called on the outer half of the plate on Pouncil. Bowling comes set, and the pitch up and in. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first is Jackson Mitchell after that walk. Mitchell takes a lead, a good lead. And the pitch by Bolin. And Pouncil pops up to the third baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. For the Bunnies, there was no runs on, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. After 2.5, their Falcons 8, the Bunnies 0. Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning, leading off the second baseman, Tucker Korb for the Falcons. Last at bat, struck out swinging. First pitch to Korb, inside for ball 1. Korb, a sophomore. Pitch by Marshall. Korb hits a soft ground ball to the third baseman. Barehands it, throws to first. Great play by the third baseman to get Korb at first base. What a play by Pouncil. Korb grounds out to the third baseman with a nice barehanded play to get the runner at first. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman. Very nice play by the third baseman. That'll now bring us back to the top of the order with the shortstop, number 2, Jackson Skideman, who takes ball 1 low. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Pitch number 2, ball high. 2 balls, no strikes to Skideman. Marshall from the windup. And the third pitch of the at-bat, up again. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Jackson Skideman. Skideman is a junior here at DC West. And pitch number 4 is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. Skideman draws the walk. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7, Mason Pettit. All right, Mr. Pettit, I believe is 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles and I believe an RBI too. Skydeman takes a lead in a quick move by Marshall to first. Skydeman back in time. Marshall toes the rubber. Takes a look at first. Got his signs from Thorpe. Another quick move. Ooh, almost got him this time. Had Skydeman leaning a little bit. Nice quick move. Marshall back to the mound. Towing the rubber. Skydeman takes a good lead at first. Marshall comes set, and the pitch. Called strike. Skydeman with a stolen base. Pettit down, no balls, 1 strike. Runner on second now after that stolen base by Skydeman. Infield, middle infield, playing cat and mouse with Skydeman. Marshall with a pickoff, and he is back safe. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Mitchell comes in, goes back out. Base hit by Pettit, and Skydeman stays at third. Pettit with a base hit, advancing Skydeman to third. That'll now bring up the first baseman, number 11, Luke Timmich. That'll now bring up the first baseman, Luke Timmich. Timmich had that blast to right center, clearing the scoring the runner from second. Oh, miscommunication there. We've got 1 run. So we've had a miscommunication between the third baseman and the pitcher. Pitcher tried to pick off the runner at third. Third baseman wasn't covering. And that's basically how we got that. All right, so Timmich now gets his first pitch. Takes a fastball on the inner half of the plate for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on third. Falcons up 9-0. And pitch number 2. Timmich with a base hit to left, which will score a run. Timmich with an RBI single. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. All right, with that RBI, that gives Timmich 2 on the day. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 15, Rowan Murdoch. Oh, yes, I forgot to mention this before. I forgot. My bad. With Timmich with those 2 hits and a couple RBIs, he is actually going down to play at Tabor University down in Wichita, Kansas, to play baseball. He was recruited down there. First pitch to Rowan Murdoch, ball high. Timmich with the stolen base. So that's great news. There's a lot of guys around here that are going to do sports in college. Believe we have 4 or 5 seniors. So that's not bad. We've got 3 of them that are going to play college somewhere else. Murdoch with a base hit up the middle. Timmich coming home to school. Oh, and he is safe. Murdoch trying to advance a second. And he makes it on the throw. So we got some unhappy stuff going on between coaching staff here. Murdoch Woodstock with an RBI single score and a run. Courtesy running over at second is number 16, Ashton Harlow. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 5, Colton Wilmot. So we got courtesy runner over at second. Ball 1 to, who am I thinking here? Colton Wilmot. I apologize. Ball 1 there. Courtesy running over at second is going to be number 16, Ashton Harlow. Ball 2. Ball 2 to Wilmot. Pitch number 3 outside. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 down for the Falcons. Marshall still on the mound for the Bunnies. And pitch number 4, called strike. Good pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike to Wilmot. Last at bat had a nice RBI single to right field. Wilmot gets set. Marshall delivers a pitch. Wilmot hits a pop fly into left. And it's off the third baseman's. I'm sorry, the left fielder's glove. That'll now bring up the pitcher, Kellen Bolin. Wilmot reaches on the air. That'll now bring up the pitcher, number 13, Kellen Bolin. Okay. And we're going to take time as we have a pitching change. When we come back, we'll figure out who it is on the mound for the Bunnies. Alrighty, we're back to action. I see we've got runners on first and third. Now pitching for the Bunnies, Mohamed Mukhlis. Bowling grounds out to the shortstop, forces the courtesy runner, Sway Lopez, going in for Wilmot out at second for the second out of the inning. That'll now bring up Jack, the third baseman, number 27, Jack Landauer. We got two down. Landauer now up. In the pitch by Moklitz, ball one. Ball two to Landauer. 2 balls, no strikes. And Moklitz is the pitcher. We had some changes that I will discuss here later once we get more focus on what's going on. The pitch, strike one. Good pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike to Landauer. Landauer had a nice stand-up double his last at-bat. And pitch number 4, low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Falcons up 11-0 in the bottom of the third inning. 2 down. In the pitch, ball 4. That loads the bases. Landauer draws the walk to load the bases. That'll now bring up the right fielder, number 3, Miles Korb. Korb now coming up to bat. Last at bat, struck out. First pitch, ball 1 to Miles Korb, the right fielder. One ball, no strikes. There's 2 outs. Bases loaded. And the pitch, Korb hits one off the end of the bat. It's going to stay foul to the right side. So Marshall went in to play second. The right fielder Mukhlis is now pitching, and coming in for Vaughn is Eagle Star, Rainan Eagle Star. And the 1-1 is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Rainan Eagle Star. And he's in right field. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Miles Korb. The 3-1 pitch coming from Mukhlis. I'm sorry. And here's the pitch. Ball in. Korb draws the walk and scores a run. Now batting, number 21, Kai Jorgensen. All right, that'll now bring up a new batter. Number 21, Kai Jorgensen, will now be hitting for Tucker Korb. Here's the first pitch. Ball in for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, bases juiced. Jorgensen gets set. Mukhlis comes set, and here's the pitch. Ball 2 outside. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Falcons are up 12-0. Muckless comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Jorgensen. Wow, he was way out in front of that one. Muckless gets a sign. Here's the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Ball in. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bases juiced. And Muckless with the 3-1, ball 4. That'll give us timeout. We'll come back once this meeting's over. Alrighty, folks, we're done with our meeting. Now we're back. Now that brings us back to the top of the order with the shortstop number 2, Jackson Skideman. Muckless with the first pitch. Skideman takes ball high. One ball, no strike, 2 down for the Bunnies. And Muckless with pitch number 2 outside. 2-0. Muckless toes the rubber. Come set. Jackson Skideman ready for the pitch. 2-0 pitch coming. Ball low. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes for Skideman. Muckless comes set. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Skideman draws the walk. That'll now bring up the center fielder, number 7. Well, we'll take a timeout. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. We will take a timeout as they're going to have to replace the pitcher now. We'll come back once we get an idea of what's going on as far as who's going where. And we'll let you guys know. Please stay tuned to BSDN live here at Chris Frank Field, Frost Family Stadium, home of your Douglas County West Falcons. Alrighty, folks, here we are back with the new pitcher is the shortstop, Jackson Mitchell. Moving over to shortstop is going to be Dylan Marshall, and moving to second is going to be Mohamed Mukhlis. Now batting number 7, the center fielder, Mason Pettit, as he takes ball 1 up and in. We've got 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down, bases loaded, full of Falcons. And Mitchell with the pitch. Oh, high fly ball, foul territory. Third baseman gets over, and he cannot come up with the catch. That's a strike 1, though. One ball, 1 strike to Mason. 2 down. Mason Pettit gets back into the right-handed batter's box. Mitchell comes set and pitch number 3, low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. All righty. Well, pitch number 4 is inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 down. Falcons up 14-0. Got bases loaded. 2 down. Mitchell comes set to Pettit. 3-1, and the pitch. Dead ball hit by pitch. That'll bring us a new hitter, which will be number 18, Wyatt Tonight. Pettit hit by pitch. We've got a new batter for the Falcons. Number 18, Wyatt Tonight. All righty, folks. Tonight's going to be coming in and hitting for Timmich, who had a great game today. First pitch, strike on the outer half. Score 15-0 for the Falcons right now. We got no balls, 1 strike. 2 down, bases juice for Tonight. Pitch number 2 for Mitchell is up and away. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mitchell comes set. Tonight ready. Pitch number 3. Outer half. Gets the corner. Called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. Mitchell comes set. Tonight ready to hit. Pitch number 4. Up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, bases juiced. I'm not really happy right now. Coach Voss is questioning my skills on the scoreboard. In the pitch, and a high fly ball to center field. And he makes the center fielder, Little Dog, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. For the Falcons that inning, there were 7 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on. After 3 complete, your Falcons 15, Bunnies 0. All righty, folks, here we go. Top of the fourth inning. Leading off for the Bunnies, the center fielder, number 1, Lamar Little Dog. First pitch from Bolin is a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch number 2, same location, same result, ball. It's always tough when you get big innings like that for a pitcher to come back, you know, especially after he actually runs the bases. Ooh, nice hard ground ball to the shortstop. Skydeman takes it. It's a good throw, and it's low. Little Dog is safe on the throw-in error by Skydeman. Little Dog reaches on the error. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 14, David Thorpe. That'll now bring up the catcher, number 14, David Thorpe. Runner going. The throw is short. Reaches the outfield, but he gets there for a stolen base. First pitch to Thorpe was a ball. This pitch, a strike swinging. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bolin comes set. Little Dog takes a big lead. The pickoff play, and it was thrown away in the center, but it looks like it went off Little Dog. And he kind of just rolled around there for a second. Count still remains 1-1. Ooh, Bolin with an up and in fastball for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on second. And the pitch, again, up and in, over his head. That brings the count to 3-1.
2-2, he said.
2-2. I take that back. We got 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now we've got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second, no outs. Your Falcons leads 15-0, top of 4th. And the payoff pitch. Ball 4. That will put the runners on first and second with no outs. And that'll bring up the only Bunny to get a base hit, Kraft Lemke. Who has a very unique bat. It's a pencil bat. Thorpe draws a walk. That'll now bring up the third baseman, number 15, Damian Kraft Lemke. Lemke, last at bat, got a base hit to right field. Let's see what he does here. Runner runs, and it's a foul ball back for strike 1. Yes, you return baseballs, you do get a nice little treat, which I will announce here on the PA system after this pitch. And a pop-up in the infield. Infield fly rule will go in effect for the first out of the inning. Kraft Lemke pops out for the infield fly rule for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up number 6, reigning Eagle Star. Okay, 1 out. We got a new batter, number 6, reigning Eagle Star, who gets a shot over the right fielder's head. 1 run will score. An RBI double by Eagle Star. Eagle Star with an RBI double. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Dylan Marshall. That'll now bring up the shortstop, number 10, Dylan Marshall. Bolin with the pitch. Strike one. Strike two. Ball inside to Marshall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bolin's kind of moving here fast. And the payoff pitch, low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runners on second and third for the Bunnies. Score is now 15-1. Ball high, full count. Three and two. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Marshall goes down for the second out of the inning, and that'll now bring up the left fielder, number 11, Daniel Enders. All right, that'll bring up the left fielder, number 11, Daniel Enders. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Enders. Pitch number 2 by Bolin. Oh, it's away. Oh, you got to play at the plate. Safe on the wild pitch. So we've got runners advancing, 1 scoring on the wild pitch by Bolin. Now it makes the score 15-2 Falcons. 1 ball, 1 strike to Enders. Ball up and in. Ball 2 to Enders, up and in. Pickoff attempt by Rowan Murdoch down to third. Unsuccessful. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch up and in. Oh, pass ball. Gets the runner at home trying to steal. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. For the Bunnies, there's 2 runs on 1 hit. There's 1 error and nobody left on. After 3.5, your Falcons 15, Bunnies 2. All right, now we're back in action, folks. Leading off for the Falcons, pinch hitting, number 34, Caden Vermas. First pitch swinging, strike one. Pitch number 2, low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vermas. Mitchell comes set in the pitch to Vermas. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For all you football fans out there, Russell Wilson just signed a 1-year deal with the New York Giants. And pitch fouled off. Just a reminder, please bring all foul balls to the concession stands for a nice, tasty treat. Vermas still sits at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch to Vermas. Ball in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on. Score 15-2 Falcons over the Bunnies. Bottom of the 4th inning. Now, for you people that don't know, spring and summer are a little different. Ball 3, 3-2. The run rule was one of the things. In springtime, it's only 10 after 5. That's it. No other runs. In Legion Ball, it's a little different. Strike 3 called on the outside fastball for the first out of the inning. Vermas goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 10, Sway Lopez. That'll now bring up the new left fielder, number 10, Sway Lopez. The first pitch to Lopez, outside for ball 1. But getting back to the run rules, in Legion, it is 15 after 3, 12 after 4, and 8 after 5, I believe. Lopez takes one off of the dome. Didn't bother him one bit. He just took off. Lopez hit by pitch. Now batting, number 16, Ashton Harlow. We've got another pinch hitter. Now pitching will be number 16, Ashton Harlow. Harlow now batting. First pitch, ball. Mitchell comes set, runner on first, 1 out. Harlow takes ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first. Mitchell set, pitch to Harlow. Up and away for ball 3, 3-0. Sway Lopez is on first base after getting hit by pitch. He is a sophomore. Ashton Harlow is a freshman making his varsity debut right now. And the 3-0 to Harlow. Strike on the outer half of the plate. Mitchell gets set. Harlow ready in the left-handed batter's box. And the 3-1. Strike 2. 3-2 now. Full count. Here goes Mitchell with the 3-2 pitch to Harlow. Harlow fouls it straight back to stay alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, and 1 out. Score 15-2. Falcons up on the Bunnies. Mitchell comes set in the pitch to Harlow. Harlow swings and misses. First out, number 2. We have another new batter, number 35, Landon Troy. Now batting for the Falcons, number 35, Landon Troy. Landon Troy steps up to the plate. 2 outs. Troy, another freshman on the varsity squad. The first pitch to Troy, way outside for ball 1. And pitch number 2, outside again for ball 2. As you can tell, Lopez has not left anywhere, and that is on the direct orders of Coach Vaz. Just showing respect to not trying to run up the score on the Bunnies. Mitchell getting his sign. Troy gets set in the right-handed batter's box, and the pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Score still remains 15-2. Troy gets set in the batter's box. Mitchell comes set on the mound, and the payoff pitch. 3-1 now. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And the pitch, swing and a miss. A big hefty cut by the big right-handed kid, Landon Troy. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on first, and the 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. For the Falcons, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. After 4 complete, your Falcons 15. The Bunnies 2. Alrighty, folks, we are back with some changes. Now pitching number 18, Wyatt Tonight for the Falcons. Now batting number 11, the left fielder, Daniel Enders. He was there when the runner got thrown out at home for the 3rd out, so he gets a new count. First pitch inside. And strike 1 by Tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Tonight, a big lefty going for strike 2 on the outer half of the plate. Good pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. And the 4th pitch of this at bat is a dirty little curveball. Swing and miss. Drop strike 3, and they still got him, even with a bad throw. So that'll now bring up the second baseman, number 13, Mohamed Mukhlis. Now batting, Mohamed Mukhlis. Muckless swing and miss for the first strike. One ball, one strike, one out, nobody on. And the pitch. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch low and in. To Nike. Going from the windup. And pitch number 4. Line drive foul down the right field line. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Muckless. To Nike. Gets his sign. A windup and the 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Winters sits, gets the ball, throws it to second for the second out of the inning. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the pitcher, Jackson Mitchell. Muckless grounds out to the second base before the second out of the inning. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with the pitcher, number 7, Jackson Mitchell. And the pitch to Mitchell grounds it right back to the pitcher, who takes it to first for the third out of the inning, and that's the ball game, folks. That's the final, 15-2. Your Falcons get their first win of the season. We'll be right back to give you all the good, fun stats after this. Alrighty, folks, and that's your ball game. As we'll go over some stats here for the Falcons. For the Bunnies. We'll go with the Bunnies first. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits. They had 7 errors. For the Falcons, there were 15 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Kellen Bolin will get the win. Dylan Marshall will get the loss. As Benson Bunnies fall at 0-2. I believe they've got a game tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but they have a game tomorrow. Now, for your Falcons, they play Thursday here at home against Roncalli. So that'll be a good, tough game. But besides that, that's basically it. We had some very productive at-bats today, I thought. I thought they looked pretty good. Pitching was good. It was overall just an overall good game. They're going to have their little meeting and everything else and get it all taken care of for the night. There will be a JV game. We will not televise it, but it will be on Game Changer. So if you want to go jump over to Game Changer, if you've got some family on the JV team, go ahead and do that. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate our sponsors for BSDN. It makes it so much, it's fun for the kids, the family, and everybody else to be able to see these games live. So we appreciate all of that for all the sponsors and for everybody that watches. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any comments, concerns, or anything like that, just let us know, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. But that's the end of the game today. I'm going to sign off. I will see you Thursday, 4:30 here, as the Falcons take on the visitors, Roncalli Catholic Pride, which is always a good game. So make sure you're here. Be here in person, or listen to this glorious voice of mine. Just kidding. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see some of you guys here, and if not, keep an eye out on BSDN YouTube, because that's where we'll be. So we'll thank all of our sponsors. We thank DC West. We thank Benson Bunnies. We thank everybody for everything that they help us do to promote this and get us all around. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you Thursday.